a programming fix, whoops, rather than actual field work. But weather. I don't have anything there. I think I tried to store something in there. What was it? Oh. Yeah, I can't remember. I tried to store something in there. That turned out to be a bad plan. Okay, let's... Been playing raining a good couple of hours now. Like 8. Go get the bucket. Ooh, mind the wall. So, what am I doing here? Sheep food. Sheep need silage, sheep need hay. Sheep need silage, sheep need hay. They don't need grass, and these guys have stopped needing grass, so I don't know what's the deal here. And then they all need sugar beets. So we need hay. So we have left hay out in the open, in the rain. Ooh. So I think there should be about 1,000 litres. Maybe more. I know. So approximately 1,000 litres of hay, clover hay, and it's still 1,000 litres of clover hay. So we are. I'm going to say that's a good test that clover hay does not rot in rain. So it's not treated as grass in any way when it comes to weather. You still have to dry it out, although again, that was kind of indicated by the fact that clover hay needs to be tedded until it's hay, as opposed to tedded and allowed to dry. What's about here? Do that. I may not be able to do anything with this grass. Yeah. Okay, that created a big pile of grass on the floor. Yeah. I thought so. Okay. Okay, so the broom works, but the bucket doesn't. That's also good to know. Yeah, I think the Lawfold series was a heavy, a class heavy farm, but not really. I still randomize. We had a Valtra, we had. I think I had New Holland. I did have a case 7210, I think it was. So I sort of mixed and matched. This farm again, I'm not showing too much favoritism for any single brand. So I have been wondering what maybe I should include as the next sort of mid-size, sort of around 250 plus horsepower tractor. I did think about New Holland, but New Holland and Case are pretty much the same group now. So possibly I'll be... Oh, slow down, Tom. Possibly what I'll look at is a John Deere, since I haven't featured those. It's sort of what tractors haven't had featured and what options are available. So that tractor there is a Valtra GE. Normally a tractor that size I would be probably using a Massey Ferguson 56 or 5700 depending on game release. And we have overfilled with clover hay, yes, super awesome. Scoop all that up and go and feed it to the rest of the sheep. And our harvesters are Fendt, which I happen to like it, although if I upgrade,
leave it out there.
I don't know.
And then open another trash bag.
Okay. Well, that's the backward pipes. Okay. Oops. And that's all done. Jump over the fence and brush the... I think this thing does one of two things. It will... Oops. Fly away when you do that. No, it will... It will sweep the grass into the trough when there's capacity, and if you're out of capacity, it'll just disappear it. Which is something a bucket won't do. Okay, how are the sheep looking? They're going to be red with the sugar beets in them. Oh, that's not good. Play the silage. This is Oakfield farm sheep. That's the top field. Yeah. Let's do the thing. hell. Oh, it stopped raining, so we could do the harvest. Crop's still wet though. I could go spray the grass fields, but I think I left it a little bit too long. So since it's the top field of sheep that needs the clover, I'll go and grab some clover from the back there. Okay, that's the short road. So I need to find a solution for clover silage, because clover silage bales that are under 4,000 litres disappear. The reason I absolutely know this now is because there is a partial clover hay bale which still exists in our shed. I did have a similar clover silage bale. That's vanished. Ooh. I think I had the fork too low there and hadn't actually stabbed the bale. And we have now, so shouldn't fall off. Oops. I've already made more of a mess. I'll grab the remainder of that sugar beet pallet. That up all sorts of wrong. Stab. There we go. Let's go forward. Drive. Yay. Again, not sure this is going to be access to requirements. It's going to be close, I think. If we do have any left over, I'll run down to the other sheep field. Nope, that's all gone. Good. So that set of sheep should be fairly maxed out. That's good. This, yeah, we're sleeping 10 hours. That's not going to deplete all of that. I did sweep up the other field, so 9 o'clock that should come out at 98% cleanliness or something. But not too worried about that right now. We're good. We have clover silage in the bottom field. Hopefully we can get back to our field work tomorrow morning. Sweet. Put the fork on the bucket. There we go. Lights off. Stick in drive. So, maybe first thing tomorrow we'll be using that. Doggy's fine. The time is coming on 9 o'clock, so I want to sleep for, possibly 11 hours will be fine. Take us to 8 o'clock in the morning. Do I prefer red or blue? Yeah, when it comes to New Holland and Case, the question is, do you prefer red or blue? I think the thing is I have in the past played New Holland farms, I've played Fent farms, I've played Massey Ferguson farms, where I just stuck with that one brand. So since I haven't really done a Case farm, and the only Case I've really bothered with is that one because it's a good starting tractor. I wonder if I've got the small one. Not on this game save, no. There's the 14, I think it's a 1400 or a 1200 that was the old tired Case in Farm Sim 17. Someone did a mod of that, and I have downloaded that mod. But ground stamp, I think we can do this, and then I'm going to need to drop these off. And there we go, yeah. So we now have something resembling grass-ish sort of thing. I just call it the green circle texture because really it's just a bunch of green circles. Alrighty, here we are. And with grass you do end up using a lot of liquid fertilizer. Oh, did I make that bigger recently? Maybe. Because grass is a very demanding crop when it comes to nitrogen. I'm assuming it does make a difference on yield, so at least using digestate reduces the cost somewhat. I don't know that we're 50-50 of them, but it's definitely a lot better. It saves a lot of money doing this. Yeah, I think the thing is I tend to have viewed Case as more American and New Holland as more European. Although that said, I have seen, when it comes to smaller tractors, sort of T5, T4, T6, US farmers will use New Holland, small New Hollands, but when it comes to cases and when it comes to bigger tractors, they tend to go with the case when they're in the New Holland case stable. Similarly, I haven't seen a lot of fence over here, but there is a farm around Sugar Creek area in Ohio, which appears to be completely fenced, and they've got some really big, fence 1000 range, 900 range, probably a couple of 700s. They have a Class Jaguar for foraging, because we saw that last time we were down there. But definitely a big fence farm. And you do see Internationals and older John Deeres, older Masseys. I've seen a few Massey Fergusons around, but they're really the smaller, not compact tractors, but the smaller models, 5, 6s and 7s. What else have I seen? But it really, US tends to be, are you a red or green tractor guy, as opposed to blue. Blue occasionally for the smaller tractors, and typically for farms that are in the case stable. Can't think of any others I've seen around. Now, the big thing I heard this week, apparently the president has suggested that restrictions that manufacturers place on you maintaining your equipment is uncompetitive. So there may be a measure coming down, and who knows, that will allow farmers who buy new John Deere equipment to maintain their own equipment on their own farm. I know of a number of farmers who specifically buy older John Deere equipment because there's no restrictions on them maintaining it, and thus keeping the costs down. You buy a new vehicle and something goes wrong with it, engine warning light comes on, you have to take it to the dealership or the dealership has to come and visit you in order to fix it. And while it keeps the vehicle at premium condition, and all the electronics are working and everything else, some farmers don't have the ability to own 5 tractors just in case one breaks down, and thus all the tractors on their farm need to be working, and if they're not, then they're going to take time out to change the oil, replace the hoses, whatever. And they don't really see the point of, well, I need an oil change. You've got to get the dealership to do it. It's sort of, I'm perfectly capable of doing that. But to keep with to actually have your tractor work, you've got to do dealership stuff. So, as I said, that was something that was announced in the last week. I don't know how it's going to work out, where it's going to go from here. I forgot. You don't have to turn the sprayer off because I'm on auto. I've also been talking to my neighbourhood cattle farmer, and he was saying that he's not suffering so much from the sort of gouging that the beef industry processing companies are doing, because he sells his beef direct for freezer. So he's seeing an increase in price of beef, which benefits him. But apparently selling your beef to a processor, they are paying, they've kind of created a demand for beef, and they don't have the capacity to process it all. I'm going this way. So they're just paying rock bottom prices to purchase beef, and then because of the scarcity of beef in the supply chain, which they're manufacturing, the price at the store is crazy. And I'm pretty sure we're probably paying about 50% more for beef this year than we were last year. Okay. So again, that field behind us, it's grass. We don't use grass to feed our sheep. So that field there, I did all the soil testing, and we will be maintaining a good yield on it. Alrighty. So potatoes not ready yet. Once I've done this, I'm going to be removing the spraying kit from this tractor for probably the first time ever since I bought it. And it's actually going to be doing a little bit of field work with a helper. It's the time into 11 in the morning. Real time just coming on 11 o'clock. Somewhere over there it tells me about 2 hours. So I don't know the reason why this nitrogen display looks so weird compared with the one next door. It doesn't appear as quite as clean. I'm going to raise that rather than fold it so I can go through the gate. I think I did fertilize this field liquid, so shouldn't need to. Yeah, that's not. So we can fold this up. Let's put the brakes on while it folds. And we are done with the fertilization on our grass fields. We will get potentially one more cut out of these 3 fields before the snow. If we get snow. I don't even know if we're going to get snow. But for right now, I'll take this round here. How's the tractor look? We've got diesel, we've got recently maintained. Pull that out. Spin it round. Push into the corner. There we go. So that's all done.